sure?
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm not ready at all. I get so awkward with things like this, but whatever happens, happens.
In life, you're probably never really ready for nothing in life. You just gotta go
You
experience
just gotta
it.
go. Absolutely. All right. Well, this is How's Your Soul, where the only rule is you can't say I'm good. And today we have my good friend Caleb.
Yes, sir. Hello.
This wave, even though nobody can see you.
That's what a 3 too. KLOV3.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
What's new? What you got out? You got a new track?
Yeah, I got 2 new tracks. Well, by the time y'all hear this, 3 new tracks that I'm dropping tomorrow on my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I got a track called Rolled Up that's out.
Dope.
I got a track called Crazy that's out.
Which is crazy.
Appreciate that. And then 30 on 3. That's the one that comes out tomorrow.
Dope.
So, yeah. Yeah, man, I'm excited, you know?
Awesome. So, how are you?
Man. I know we're not supposed to say I'm good. I'm just so programmed to say that.
I know.
But, like, I'm not bad.
Mm-hmm.
I actually had an interesting realization the other day. So, I was listening to some sad love songs by Drake, by Luther, just a variety of sad love songs. And I was like, yo, this is the first time I can't relate. Like, I was like, yo, I can't relate. And it was crazy. I was like, yo, I've never been, like, I always go to, I'll just stick with Drake since he's, like, the most current. And I know the audience.
Shoot, say what you want to say.
Well, I'm just saying, like, his music, I know a lot of us go to Drake off tops. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like, when we're feeling sad. Like, I always did that. And so, but this time I was like, oh, like, let me just listen to some Drake or whatever. Because I was tired of listening to conscious music. And I was like, yo, I can't relate to none of this. I'm just enjoying it just to enjoy it. You know? So, that was a crazy realization that I've had recently. So I guess I'm doing great in the love department.
Awesome.
Outside of the love department, I've recently walked into, like, happiness recently.
Okay, what did that look like for you?
So I'll tell you one of the things. I know people are gonna laugh, but I smelled flowers for the first time when I walked into it.
Really?
I never smelled flowers before. I'm walking with my lady, my lovely lady. We were just taking a walk, and I was like, yo, something smell good. And I look back while we walked past, and there was some flowers, and so I was just like, whoa. And I went over there, and I'm smelling these flowers, and I was like, yo, I've never smelled flowers before. And instead of her, like, clowning me, like most people probably would, like, what you mean you never smell flowers? She was telling me to do this hand motion that was like, it'll make it come in my face more.
You waft it.
So, and so I did that, and I was just like, oh my God. So the rest of our walk, I was just like going to every flower, and I was just like, yo, I've never smelled flowers in my life.
Yeah.
And then that's when she asked, like, well, what was your perspective like on life? And I was like, it sucked. And she was like,
that's why.
Yeah.
It's crazy because, like, God reveals to you different things at different levels of your life. Yeah. And something as so simple as the smell of flowers, you weren't in a space to truly appreciate the magnitude of God's creation and really appreciate even something as so small as the beautiful smell of a flower. And once your mindset shifted and you were in a life space of, like, appreciation, abundance, joy, happiness, you can now broaden your visual scope and see the world and like really, what's the word, like notice, you know,
it was like
the tiniest things.
It was like taking the veil off.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was just like, yo, this is crazy. I never liked sunsets or none of that stuff. Like, I used to just be like, but I did have a crazy theory about sunsets though. Like, I would see people were so eager. A lot of people, everybody I came into contact with, this isn't even like just singled out to anybody, that enjoyed sunsets. They would be so eager for the sunset, right? But they had like they had such a positive outlook on life and all this. And I was like, but why don't you like to see the sunrise? Like, you like to go and watch the sun just before it like turns dark in the world.
Yeah. Are
you really like as happy as you saying?
Yeah.
Like, why is there only beauty in the sunset, but it's not? Nobody talks about the sunrise. That's
right.
And I was relating it to death. I was like, usually when people die,
you get flowers when you dead.
Yeah, and on your obituary it says sunrise was the day you were born, and sunset is the day that you died. So I was just like, isn't this like really a sad thing?
Right.
And they was like, you just thinking about too much. I was like, all right, whatever.
But still, like, there's like, that's real though.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, if you want to come at it from like the obvious perspective, I find it interesting just visually how when the sun rises, the sky doesn't turn the same colors as when the sun sets.
Wow.
If you notice.
Yeah,
like,
sunrises
are absolutely gorgeous, but you don't get those pinks and oranges and purples that you do when the sun sets. And from a science perspective, I'm like, why is that? Because the same motion is happening just on two different, I don't know, whatever.
I don't know.
I'm about to look it up. But yeah, so what did life look like for you before you found, I guess, happiness? And happiness within yourself in order to be happy with somebody else. And what did that journey look like for you to get there?
I was fake as hell.
Okay.
You know, and I mean that in the sense of like, I was like a robot. Like, robots aren't real. I only moved off of thought. And if you only move through life off of thought, it's miserable, in my opinion. Like, so, for instance, as it relates to like love life. So, if loving somebody or liking somebody, these are feelings. So, if these two things are feelings, then why do you apply thought to them? Like, it doesn't make sense.
Right.
And I only applied thought to my love life, as well as just everything. Like, hey, this girl and I look good on paper together. We should be together. You know, like, and she look good. She think I look good. That's all we need. And so,
good luck.
And so I was just doing things based off of thought, and I was moving like a robot. And I did have feelings for girls, but it just wasn't right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it was nothing, like, it had nothing to do with them. You know, like, I just look at myself like, yo, like, you weren't moving the way that you should move. You wasn't moving based off of a feeling. So I can't speak for them if they were moving off of a feeling, but I just know personally I was moving off of thought. And then I was like, I mean, well, I do love you, but it was like, it wasn't like, it was love in the like surface terms. It wasn't love in the sense of like what my name means, which is the mind, body, and soul. Like, I wasn't caught up into that the way I should be. Right. And that translated to like, I didn't listen to like them. They didn't listen to me either. So like, we didn't even understand each other. We was just afraid of each other being with somebody else that we like
Got it.
Like, let's just hold on to this.
Right.
That's how I feel about it. I'm not gonna say that's how they felt, but
and is this like a pattern that you saw throughout multiple people, and this isn't just one instance you're speaking on?
Yeah.
Just in the phase of the life that you were in, that's what it was for you?
Yeah. Like, ever since my fiance and I had split, I was kind of just like, to me, when her and I split, I was just like, nothing else is gonna work, because this girl knew the darkest parts of me, and I asked her to marry me. She said yes, and now we're not together. So I was just like, this shit is fake, which was very ignorant because my parents have been together my whole life, so I can't really say love is fake.
Right.
I've seen it. I've grown up with it, but like, I didn't deal with it when it happened initially. I was on tour, so I kind of like just put it in my subconscious. I was like, well, I'm on tour and I'm just going to enjoy tour, you know? And I wasn't like smashing chicks on tour at all, but I was just like, I'm just going to enjoy just being on tour, and I got money, I'm getting money, you know, all the corny shit.
Yeah.
So that's what I suppressed it with. And then after tour was over and I had to sit there and think about shit, I just went down I went down a rabbit hole of like not even knowing myself. I was very selfish in a period of time to two girls. I was very selfish to the both of them, and it sucks because I was like, dang, like, this is their impression of me, and this isn't really like, this ain't really who I am.
Yeah.
But I was so far down, like, caught up, and I was just like, I mean, I'm already here.
Right.
I might as well. Like, it's too much to reveal myself. It's too much to be vulnerable. So I would rather them just think I'm a piece of shit, and I'm just like, because it's easy. It's easy to be a piece of shit.
Yeah. But so even though, yes, that's true, but even though I feel like you know that that's not who you truly are. So even though you ran with it and you just allowed them to see you that way, on the inside, did it like eat at your self-image because you knew in your core? And what did that look like, and what was the cause and effect of that?
I'm gonna be honest, like, I did a lot of crying when they wouldn't be looking. Like, I was so disappointed in myself. Even now, I think about it sometimes, and I'm still disappointed in myself. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that I played a huge part in the rockiness of the relationships. And these two girls are wonderful individuals, you know. And I used to do the blame game with them because there were things that were done on their end that I didn't agree with either. But it was just like, yo, like, don't play the blame game, bro. Like, it doesn't matter what they did or what they didn't do. Like, you have to walk with what you did.
Absolutely.
You have to walk with the fact that you went against your morals. And so they, you know, like, that has nothing to do with them. You going against your morals, Kevin, doesn't have anything to do with nobody else. It only has something to do with you.
Right.
And believe it or not, that way of thinking helped me to walk into happiness.
Okay.
Like that. Like looking at myself in my pupils and peering into my soul and being like, bro, like, you whack for what you did. You know what I'm saying? You're not a terrible person. I'm not gonna, like, because the devil will use moments like that to trick you out your position.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So like, you're not a terrible person. You're not a bad person. You just had a bad moment. You know, like, you had a bad moment in life. And, you know, I didn't even want to get into the narrative of, like, but we all do. No. I was like, I'm not bringing nobody else in.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, come on, bro. Like, and I pride myself on being one of the guys out here that girls don't have, like, it's not a lot of girls that can walk around with bad stories about me.
Right.
because I'm just.
And I respect that about you.
I'm just to myself. You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
I don't be out here trying to smash every girl.
Absolutely.
No knock to anybody that does it, but I'm just saying personally, like, I took
That's
pride in
path.
that, and then I'm like, dang, I just ruined that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but it helped me. You know what I'm saying? To like start to walk in like just the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
Because love is a big part of like, love is life.
Love is.
You know
like,
what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Like,
that's I can't even just say it's a big part of life. Like it just is life, you know? And so like if you're not right with that, you know, like a lot of people are like, no, I'm good by myself, and it's like, no, you're not. Like we were made, like we were literally made. Our bodies are made to like be attached.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like
absolutely. And I feel like people who say that, they use it as a coping mechanism, or they use it to cover up the inner work that they're too afraid or too lazy to do within themselves. Honestly. Now, saying you're good by yourself, that doesn't necessarily mean that the opposite of that is that, oh, you gotta be married with kids and family. But the human species is all about connections. It's all about bonds. It's all about, so nobody's good by themselves. You would drive yourself crazy.
Yeah, you need some type of companionship.
Absolutely.
Even if it's not like a relationship, an intimate relationship, like you need. That's why I say, like, because sometimes some people confuse, like, well, I do need to take time to myself. It's like, yes, but you can't like
isolate.
Yeah, and then walk around with the narrative of like, I'm good by myself because I got money, I pay my own bills, I do this, and it's just like, so what?
Right. And the thing that blows my mind is that all those different things have nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with the inside. They aren't even you. They're actions that you're doing. Yeah. They're physical, tangible, inanimate objects.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like you're just good at being an adult.
Right. You're good at being responsible. Yeah. You're good at doing the things that you should be doing anyway to survive.
You know what I'm saying? Like that.
But how are you? Like, what are you working through? And that's why, thank you for like developing this. This is all because of you, to a degree.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that is the whole premise of this. It's for people to get honest, not even necessarily with me, but with themselves. And I find a lot of people, like you say, we automatically go into, I'm good. And even if we are good, there's so many other different words to say besides good.
Yeah.
And we're not always good, you know? So even if, like you say, oh yeah, I'm in a great space, you weren't always there. And this is for people who may not be there to hear how people got there, what that journey looked like. Because some people, they're like, oh, I don't want to feel like this anymore, but I don't know what to do to get out of it. I don't know, whatever. But I feel like it starts with digging into the triggers and into the root of why you feel that way. Because a lot of times I believe an emotion from a current situation isn't even about that current situation. You know? Like,
you know something, and this could probably be, some people might be like, he sounds stupid, but this is something that worked for me. You know when people are like, you know how there's a negative stigma on you're childish. I had to get childish in the sense of, when you're a child, that's when you're your purest form.
Yeah. You're
not like, there's nothing that has like influenced you yet. You're nice to everybody. You love to go outside and be in nature and have an imagination. You believe you can be anything.
You're not afraid to fail.
Yeah.
Like, that's the biggest thing for me.
But it's crazy because people, like, if somebody calls you childish, you get offended. But it's like, is that really bad? Like,
no.
that's when you're your purest form.
Yeah.
So, I believe when you wake up, that's when you're in your purest too. Mm-hmm. When you wake up and don't get on no social media,
yeah,
or turn on TV, even pick up a book. When you just get up,
no music, no nothing.
You're that's when you're closest to yourself because nothing has influenced you today. So think in that mind, like, what do I want to do today? Mm-hmm. So I would wake up and be like, what do I want to do today? I'd be like, I want to go play basketball. I want to go see a movie. I started doing all these things by myself that I lost once I got in relationships, because when you get in relationships, you kind of like, I don't think it has to be like this, and I'm learning it doesn't have to be like this now that I'm in the relationship I'm in now. But you tend to like lose a part of yourself because you're trying to like learn how to be with someone. And I'm like, my girl and I talk about this all the time. Like, people always talk about quality time, mm-hmm. but nobody knows the difference between quantity time and quality time. Mm-hmm. People talk about quality over quantity all the time, but they don't apply it. So they think if my man or woman,
it's not the amount of time you spend.
If we spend all this time together, that means that, like, and it's like, no, bro. Like, no.
I'd rather spend 5 minutes intentional with my significant other than 5 hours wasted just being around my significant other.
Like, okay,
because the 5 minutes gonna be way more impactful.
Exactly. We sitting here for 5 hours, but we both on our phones,
right?
Or we're just like, we're not even like interacting. We're not having conversation. Any of that. I used to always feel this way growing up, like when I would have girlfriends in middle school and they want to like talk to me on the phone every day. I used to be like, why do we gotta talk every day? Like, I just saw you at school. Mm-hmm. We're not old enough to have lives like that.
Right.
Like, I'm not.
There's only so much we can talk about.
Came home, I went outside and hooped after I left practice. Mm-hmm. But you already know that, like, and I just saw you at school for 7 or 8 hours.
Right.
And my mom used to be like, that's so weird that you think like that already. And I used to be like, or like, why do we gotta fall asleep on the phone right now? And I'm about to see you in a few hours.
Right.
And like, you really mad at me.
Right. Like, you know I'm about to see you at like, 8 a.m. tomorrow.
Yeah, or it's like...
to 4. Like,
we have to hold hands to every class. I'm about to be late trying to walk you. It's like, if like, just let it make sense. I learned this from my parents too. Like, my mom, if she's walking ahead of my dad and she opens the door, she'll hold it open for him. Mm-hmm. And she's like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, she always said, like, it's not that big of a deal. Make it make sense.
Yeah.
If he's...
I don't expect him to, like, run from half a block away.
Let me open the door. Or, you know, like, or she don't just get out the car and be like, you get out of the groceries because you the man. Mm-mm. She like, if he not home, if he out working and making money, I'm going to take the trash out.
Absolutely.
Or I'm going to tell one of my sons. You know, but she's always like, son, just make it make sense. Like, you don't... Because she's like, you know... If somebody's like the man, and it's great when the man opens the door and things like that. That's a good thing. But
yes, she's
always like, my parents are very why driven. Like, why are you doing that? Mm-hmm. You know, don't do it because that's what people say.
Absolutely,
you're supposed to do. Why are you doing it? Mm-hmm. Do you feel like doing it? Mm-hmm. And if you don't feel like doing it, tell your partner, like, I don't really feel like doing it.
Yeah, because I feel like when you know why you're doing what you're doing makes sense. Yeah. And then you're like appreciative and you're looking forward to doing what you're doing because there's a reason, there's a motive, there's a why behind, you know what I mean? Exactly. Like, there's some support behind your action.
Exactly. It's like, say your guy is like, yo, I don't feel like opening your door. It's like, okay, cool. And then when y'all get home, you're like, oh, I don't feel like cooking for you, or and it's like, oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that takes like this weight over like what relationship roles are supposed to look like and what a man and female's role is supposed to look like.
I believe
in 24/7, like, life is in a gray area. A lot of things aren't just black and white.
Exactly.
some things are very black and white,
Yeah.
but everything isn't black and white. And I feel when people are stuck to that black and white side, they're easily disappointed because people are human and, you know, we live in a gray area. Mm-hmm. And so now you're mad at your partner because you had an expectation for your partner. It's not even your partner, it's your expectations. Like,
you have to, I'm not going to say you have to, because everybody should have relationships the way that they have them.
You should consider.
Yeah, you should consider your relationship with your partner should be the same as minus the intimacy. It should be the same as the relationship you have with your best friends. Mm-hmm. My girl and I,
absolutely,
our relationship is the same type of relationship I have with Fresh, Ball, John, Johnny, or Will, or Wyatt, mm-hmm. or Coolion. Like,
they should be.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Only difference is that she looks better than all them ugly niggas. And
facts.
Yeah. And
your girlfriend's beautiful. Shout out to your girlfriend.
Yeah, and we're intimate.
Yeah.
But like with her friends, like our relationship is the same. We're very honest with each other. Mm-hmm. And I'm talking about like the honesty to where it's like, damn.
Right. And the beautiful thing about it is like the whole phrase, like, you're honest to where it could hurt. When you're really best friends with somebody, even that raw honesty doesn't hurt because you know the intention is pure.
Oh my God, it's the pure.
It's like, thank you. Like, yeah. I look forward to that when I know the intention is pure. Tell me about myself. Yo, like, honestly.
That's crazy because she says that. She's like, she told me once, like, Kevin, like, I'm excited when we disagree.
Yeah.
Because she told me that my mind is beautiful to her.
Yeah.
And so she's like, wow, he doesn't agree with me. This is probably an opportunity for me to learn something.
Absolutely.
And I was like, dang.
Absolutely.
And I feel the same way. Like, it's an opportunity for me to learn. Maybe it's something I'm missing. And we're not afraid to say, I don't know.
Right.
Like, we'll say, like, hey, I don't know. Like, I'm this way because this is how it's worked. But like I told her the other day, we were talking about like God and the universe and things like that. And because she's really into just the universe aspect, and I'm into God. Mm-hmm. And we were just like talking about our experiences, and I was like, honestly, the universe and God, it's beyond what I can comprehend.
Right.
But I will tell you, when I've called on God, these things have happened for me. So, and that's what I feel connected to. Like, I just feel it.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm like, and you know what she said? She said, you know what? Like, even though I don't really understand the concept of God, she was like, if that's what made you who you are, I think it's great.
Yeah.
I got down to pray that night, and she was like, can I pray with you? And I was just like, what? Like, yeah. Whoa.
Something really beautiful and magical happens. And this isn't even in just relationships, but just, or intimate relationships, because every interaction is some sort of relationship. Mm-hmm. But something beautiful and magical happens when two people who are on this personal growth journey for themselves connect. Mm-hmm. Because there's never, like, for me, I'm not the type of person to argue. Mm-hmm. I can't do it. Like, I can't do it. Now, I mean, I have, but I'm in a place where it's like, nothing gets resolved in an argument. Nothing gets resolved. Like, I'm the person where you have a right to feel the way you feel. I have a right to feel the way I feel. Let's calm down, reconvene. You go in this room, I'm going to go in this room. We'll meet in the living room once we're calm. And we're going to talk about this because I'm in a place of self-growth. But in my self-growth, that means that I have to be open to learn from others. So maybe what made me mad, I didn't even have a right to be mad, but I'm not going to hear you if we're arguing. You know what I mean? And if you're with somebody who's in that same mindset, the amount of growth that you'll have, even just within yourself, let alone you guys together, like, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Yeah. And you really realize all the different shades of grays in between a black and white.
Exactly.
Because the crazy thing that I always think about is, like, what's really truth and what's not when it comes to two different people and their outlooks on life. Because I feel like they're both true. They're both facts, you know. Hey, Marley.
She agreed with you.
Absolutely. Hey, girl, hey. What you got to say? Marley. My little alarm. Hey. You gonna calm down? Because if I start talking again, you gotta stop. But yeah, so it's I feel like, yeah, like two different sides or two different outlooks. There's no such thing as one being wrong and one being right, unless there's like factually based things. Yeah. But when it comes to opinion, like, they're both two truths. Mm-hmm. And you, like, people have an opportunity to expand their truth when they listen to somebody else's.
Factorials.
You know? Like, for example, and this blows my mind, and I learned this from my little nephew. It was crazy because I'm from Michigan, and I was on FaceTime with my mom, and my nephew was there. And it was 3 p.m. here, which means it was 6 p.m. there. Mm-hmm. At this time of the year, it's dark there. It's still light here. My nephew didn't understand the concept of why is it light outside. Yeah. Like, he's literally going to the window, back and forth, like the phone to the window, like, this don't match. I don't see the sun. And in his eyes, it's like, it's night. It's nighttime. Yeah. It's supposed to be nighttime. What you have, like, what? I don't know what's happening, but it's night. And I'm like, well, it's day. And neither one of us are wrong.
Wow. That's crazy. That's
We're
a crazy
both,
way to look at things.
You know what I mean? And if we can, like, take the time to lower our ego, lower our guard, and not just want to prove things all the time and just shut up. Yeah. And open our ears, and not even with a intent of proving right or wrong, just to listen and understand. There's so many times and instances where we can realize, like, we're both right. Yeah. And then, like my nephew, he can understand the way the sun in the world works. And then we can understand the way life works, mm-hmm. and how to relate. You know?
That's wow. I never that's a good, like, that's a good way to look at arguments. Yeah. Like with your nephew. Yeah. Like, you're both right. You know what I'm saying? Y'all seeing totally different things, but you're both right.
Right. And then and something, I read this somewhere. I think it was on Instagram, which is crazy because whatever. But it was on Instagram, and it was this quote that said, I was talking to my grandma, and she said, when you and your significant argue, it's not you against you, it's both of y'all against the problem. Mm-hmm. And I think that in those instances, it's this, like, it's both of y'all are right. Now it's a matter of finding common ground, mm-hmm. somewhere in that gray area. Because you might be black, she might be white. Let's find a gray, some shade of gray. Yeah. Like, you know.
Let's find the mixed baby.
But you know what I mean? So, last question, I guess. From your past situations, mm-hmm. into this new situation, for you internally, what was your process of forgiving yourself for any wrong that you have done in your past to prepare yourself for what you have now?
Honesty to myself in the sense of I didn't believe in that guy who was manipulating these girls' minds. I didn't believe in him anymore.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't cool to me no more.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was lame. You know, and I was just like, I don't believe you, bro. I don't believe nothing that comes out of your mouth anymore. I don't believe that this is cool. I don't believe that since somebody hurt you, then you get to hurt somebody.
Right.
You know? And I was like, I'm prepared for my karma. Like, go ahead. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's not even going to seem bad because I already know that you're going to come around.
Yeah.
Right? And being honest with myself in that way, because people don't like, it's crazy that people don't like to be honest with themselves. Like, it seems like it's easy to do. Like, it should be easy to tell yourself.
Right.
But it's not, you know, like people's, people hate to, like, look at themselves.
Because I feel like once you're honest with yourself, you're forced to do the work to fix it.
Yeah, you don't have to, when you don't have nobody to blame.
But you.
Then it's like, dang. And I stopped blaming them, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yo, I'm gonna let this go, man. Like, let me let go of what I feel they did wrong to me, because I did wrong too.
Mm-hmm.
So in my mind, the way I am, if we both did wrong, neither one of us have like, we can't be in here arguing, but yours was more wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If I shoot you but you didn't die, and then somebody else shot you and that person did die, we both going to jail.
Period.
Yeah, they're not gonna be like, oh, well, your person didn't die, so yours isn't. No.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all both going. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't matter.
Right.
If I stab somebody and you stole, we're both going to jail.
Still.
It don't matter. So I'm like, I'm not about to argue about who was more wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
We both were wrong. So in my mind, it cancels out. It's like, you know, I tell my homies that too. Like, if they get mad about a girl going to smash another dude, and they're like, that's messed up. I'm like, hey, bro, like, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you was smashing mad chicks, bro. Like, come on.
Right.
And they're like, I'm like, you know, like
what would you say? Like,
you can't be mad, bro. Like,
yeah.
that, like, you know what I'm saying? I know it's easy to be like, you know, because guys, we love to get on our Drake. We love to get on our Drake shit and be sad and women hurt me. Like, we love that shit.
Me.
because I did it.
Yeah.
I did that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I used it to my advantage because women, they nurture you. Mm-hmm. So if they see you like, oh my God, somebody hurt you before, they're going to be, you know, and then we take advantage. I took advantage of that, you know. And so coming out of those situations, I was just like, yo, like, I was very honest with myself.
Hey, girl, hey. She agrees.
She hear them kids?
Hey. Where's she? Marley. Hey. She like, I ain't got time for this.
That's crazy how good their hearing is.
Yo, it's ridiculous. I hear it too. It's one of the neighbors. Marley. Hey.
I wonder what they're saying.
Yeah.
Like, what are they saying?
I always wonder, like, what their voice would sound like if they could audibly talk.
Yeah, they're just saying hello, probably.
She more so like, who the fuck is that outside my door?
Yeah.
Okay, but yes. Okay, I thought she was arguing. Hey, Marley, relax, mama. You don't have to be in protection mode. Okay, so you're saying you have to be honest with yourself.
So, after I became honest with myself, I realized, this was the second step, I realized I had a fear of being alone. Mm-hmm. And I thought I didn't have a fear of being alone because I'm so Like, I go to parties when I do go to one, and I like be in the corner. So I was like, I like being alone.
Same.
And I was like, bro, that's not being alone. Because I always had to have a girl that I was entertaining. Even if I didn't have sex with her, it wasn't kicking it every day, I have her on a text. It was just like something to do. Mm-hmm. So I completely was like, yo, I'm about to be good off of this, you know. And I remember when I said that, I went to the mall on Tuesday at 10 in the morning, and I was just up there by myself because I'm weird. I just do like stuff like that. I'm just at the mall on a Tuesday. It's nothing but old people walking around the mall getting the exercise in.
Hey, go ahead.
And this beautiful, light-skinned, gold curly hair, green-eyed girl walks up to me and introduces herself. And I was like, now I don't think I'm a bad-looking guy, but I'm like, you not about to walk up to me. I'm not nobody.
Oh, hey.
I'm like, I'm not nobody that you know off of TV. So there's no reason for you to be introducing yourself. And I told this girl, I said, I would waste your time. That was my response. I didn't even tell her my name. I shook her hand and said, I would waste your time. And she looked at me and smiled and walked away. And I didn't see this girl no more. So to this day, I believe that wasn't a real person. I believe that was a test from God, real quick. They sent the angel down here and was like, hey, go and test him. Your imagination. Yeah, go and test him. And so when I did that, I was like, wow, I'm really not that guy who wastes girls' time.
Yeah. Because it's crazy, because God does that. When you, the root word of decision means to murder the alternative. Mm-hmm. So when you truly decide something, the universe is going to test your words. It's going to see if you were really serious about what you said. And I find that mostly, especially like when it comes to like relationships. Like the minute like you say, oh yeah, I'm good off of this person, like I'm not going back, like whatever, God gonna bring that person back and be like, you sure? And it's not to be like, oh my God, this is my second chance. It's to test your words.
Exactly.
And people don't realize that.
I didn't realize it for a minute.
Yeah.
But when I did, it brought me into the most organic intimate relationship I've ever had. Like the same way I organically got cool with all those guys I just named, that's how my love life formed with my lady. That's exactly how it formed. And I was just like, and she too had never been in a situation that organic. It was just like, whoa, we weren't looking for each other. It just happened. Even the first time I met her, like, it was at that same mall that fake person was sent to test me. But it was at that same mall, and I was just like, wow, like, this experience, you know, is the most organic thing I've ever had.
Yeah.
And we connected through my music and her creativity in putting together events. So it was just like, yo, wow. Like, wow. You know?
Yeah. So, okay, last thing, and if you don't want to touch on it, that's fine. Letters.
Letters.
Your reasoning for doing that, writing and sending those letters. If you don't want to touch on it, you don't have to.
Writing and sending those letters?
If you don't want to touch on it, you don't have to.
No, I'm trying to think. Oh, about
yes,
when I apologize?
Yeah, and the role that played into your journey of getting to this point.
Yeah. So another thing I did do. Wow. Dang, you see how like you see how things like still try to hide from you.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing to hide from though. Like, I'm happy I did this. I like went and found as many girls as I could that I did wrong. I'm talking about even from the time I was 16 and all this. Like, I was lurking on Instagram. You know, people don't even be using their real names.
Right.
It was a task in itself to do that. And I apologized for my actions. I apologized for my ignorance towards women. To all these girls. And the reaction I got was like, some of them I could just tell they had been holding on to that hurt from me. And I know it snowballed into other relationships that they got in after me.
Most likely.
But it was such a relief in their voice. You know, like, oh my God. There were some girls that was like, hey, whatever. Cool. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I like your new music, that type of stuff. But it was, a lot of the girls were like, oh my God, thank you. You're such a man for that. Or you're so special for that. Like, you didn't even have to tell me that. And I was like, I felt like I did owe you that. Because I was very ignorant towards women. And the reason I had no excuse, I don't believe that my age should be an excuse for doing y'all wrong. Because I literally had a father that I saw treating his daughters and my mom with the utmost respect. And I still chose to live like these rappers in the music videos. And, you know, like, it's like, yo, you have what you need right here, bro. Like, why are you, like, looking at TV? Like, look at your dad.
Right.
That's not, women aren't objects. And so, like, that was like, oh my God, like.
You had no excuse. You had an example.
Exactly. I had an example. And I believe, honestly, we all have examples.
Absolutely.
Even if your father leaves, but it's like, or your mother leaves or whatever, it's like we go and search for the bad because we're upset. So we're like, man, forget him. Let me go get around other people whose dad wasn't in their life that hate life.
Rather than breaking the chain and saying, okay, this is what happened. This is what I grew up around. This is what I know. Let me do the work so I don't repeat the cycle.
And then LeBron, I was watching LeBron and he said he used to be very mad at his dad. But then he took a step back and was like, dang, well, what was he going through though?
Right.
Like, what was he going through when they had me at 16?
Right.
Like, because all these dudes that be walking around talking about, and my dad wasn't shit, they turn around and do the same shit. So it's
and then
like,
try to validate it then when it's them.
Well, because my dad wasn't there. What if his dad wasn't there? Right. You tell that nigga he don't got an excuse, so you don't got one. Right. Like, God will still put people in your life to show you the ways, but we choose to, you know, because it's cool. It's cool at a young age to be this rebel and, you know, a rebel without a cause. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. A rebel without a cause. It's like, you don't even know why you doing the shit you doing. Like, that sounds so retarded to me. I know how people try to, well, technically, it's like, yo, it's stupid. Yeah. Why are you moving through life without a cause? Exactly. Like, you sound retarded, bro. And you want me to join your movement that has what no movement? Cause?
What are we moving towards? Yeah, how can it be a movement?
That's the dumbest saying. Yeah. Yo, you know how you be talking and you just realize something? Like, I just realized rebel without a cause is retarded. Like, it's not even nothing I've ever thought about in the past until right now. As I'm saying it, I'm like, that's the dumbest shit. That's crazy. I should tweet that. But yeah, like, so, but yeah, like, apologizing to those women, you know, even apologizing to my mom and dad for, like, going out and being something that they didn't. I was a bad representation of them. And they're very understanding because they're like, well, son, like, it's your life. My dad is like, son, this is your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't own you. Like I don't.
I produced you,
yeah,
but I don't own you.
You know, I don't own you.
Yeah.
You know, God knew you before you was in your mother's womb, so you were already something before I was even.
Before I even knew you were gonna be here.
Before I was even on this earth, so
yeah.
I don't own you, son. Like I'm here to show you, and if you want to follow that, cool. And when you get out of line, I'm here to beat your ass, and then put you back. But he was like, I'm not living nothing for you.
Yeah.
You know, my mom was kind of like, you know,
being a mom.
Yeah. You know, she's being a mom. My dad is very, you know, like I really appreciate him, but he's very just like cut and dry. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like go experience it. You know?
Yeah.
Remember, I came home too late, and I'm calling him to let me in. He was like, "No, like you gonna live outside tonight."
Yep, you knew what time the door was closing.
He was like, "Go figure it out," and you better not tell your mama. You know, and I was just like, "Dang." When my mama asked, I was like, "Oh, I just didn't want to come home. Then I got to deal with whatever."
Yeah.
You know, he like, be a man. Like you stayed out.
Yeah.
Be a man, and now own up to all of it. All the consequences. Don't put it off on me.
That was your choice.
Because you can't put it off on somebody else if you get pulled over by the cops and you was doing something wrong. You know, ignorance of the law is no excuse. And the law in this house was, be here at this time. And the reason you had to be here at this time is because you lost your key, and I gotta work in the morning. I'm not waking up for your fun.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not waking up for your fun. I gotta go to work so you can have a roof over your head and food in your belly. That's my focus, not waking up to let you in. So he told me to figure it out. He opened the door and told me, figure it out.
Close the door.
And I'm like, so I'm just in the car, cold. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, nothing, you know? And I was just like, dang. All right.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Can you speak on, I know I said that was the last thing, but I feel like that segues into, can you speak on your thoughts of the value and importance of a female now that you've like walked into like this new
women? No cliche. None of this is cliche talk. Women are literally the greatest gift that this world has. Like, and I've just heard this saying. I don't know how old this saying is, but I just heard it not too long ago. But when they talk about if you buy a woman a house, she'll give you a home. If you give a woman groceries, she'll give you a meal. If you give a woman a seed, she will literally give you a human being. Like, it's just like, and no knock to my fellas, because I know a lot of times, like, all the billboards and most things are like to uplift women. Like, men, we're important too.
Absolutely.
But with like the fact that women can nurture things, there's a reason why it's called Mother Nature. You know, and not Father Nature. We just got Father Time. But the importance of a woman, like, to all my niggas out there listening, the importance of a woman, bro, like I just look at women, and not in no seductive way or any of that, but I just look at women everywhere I go now, like, damn, like, it's hard for me to even like explain it, like the beauty of it, just the aura or the essence of a woman. Like, you having a bad day, right? And you just like, as a man, you just having a bad day. You just like, oh, I fucking hate life. A woman can come and touch your shoulder, and you like,
yeah.
Oh, like, you good? Yeah. It's just like, yo, what? Like, Fresh can't touch my shoulder. I'm like, get the fuck off of me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
shout out to Fresh.
Yeah, I love you to death, bro, but get off of me. And vice versa. He's like, bro, get off. But when a woman, like, I'm gonna be honest, and dudes can laugh all they want. When I'm laying down in the bed, sometimes I like to be held, right? So I turn over.
A lot of guys do.
Yeah, I like to be held.
Like, let me tell you something. Tangent. I was dating this guy, and if we went to sleep, he could not sleep if his leg was not in between mine too. He would get mad if I'd be like, yo, it's hot, get off of me. He'd be like, nah, bring your ass here. Yo, I need to go to sleep.
Yeah, and I'm on the reverse. Like, I gotta have somebody's leg.
It's it's like a physical touch.
But yo, like sometimes I tell my lady like
I'll big turn spoon.
I'll turn over. Mm-hmm. And she, granted she's tall too, so it's cool. But I like to be held by a woman, and I'm just like, yo, like this feels good. Mm-hmm. Like a woman is a healer. Mm-hmm. There's men that are healers too. I believe I'm a healer, but not in the capacity of a woman. Yeah. Like the fact that they literally can form a human being inside of themselves while not even thinking about it. Mm-hmm. Like, not even thinking about it. Mm-hmm. They just do it. Back hurting, but they still maneuver. They still taking their kids to daycare. They still are involved in their friends' activities. They're still nurturing that man.
They still
all
do
of this.
Everything. They still have to go to work.
Yeah.
And then, tangent. Once the baby is born, America's so fucked up for this, but once the baby is born, they got to go right back to work. Their body is still healing.
That's crazy. And
think, like...
And they do it.
You dilate only 10 centimeters before a baby comes out. A baby's head is way bigger than 10 centimeters.
Yeah, like...
The physical trauma, like women, bones can break. We can break our pelvic bone. You can die. Giving life.
But most of the time, they don't even die giving life.
Yeah. That's
crazy.
Yeah. And all men do is deposit and go on with their life.
I remember I made one of my homegirls mad. I was just joking, but she got really mad. I was like, yo, my bad. Because it was just supposed to be funny, but they was talking about like how women gotta carry a baby for 9 months and all this. Yeah. And I was like, hey, stop complaining, my nigga. I said, men carry kids in our nutsack all year long. And
how dare you?
But I was like, yo, all the dudes is laughing, of course, and she's like, I was like, oh shit.
Okay, you already know.
Come on, give me your speech. Like, Kevin, and you're more intelligent than that. I'm like, yo, it was a joke. Can I just joke sometimes? Right. Like, I know it's not the same. I was just like making a funny. I was like, whatever. All right, bad joke, I guess. I'm like, I know. I'm not gonna say I understand because I can never understand how it feels to be pregnant. But I assume it's very tough. My mom, one time, my sister was pregnant and it was terrible for her. Like, she threw up every 10 seconds. I hated riding in the car with her because we always had to stop. Mm-hmm. She's outside the car throwing up. Shout out to Adrian. I love you to death. But she's in the car. I mean, she gets out the car throwing up. My mom looks at me and was like, I can't stand y'all. Men don't got to go through nothing. And I was like, bruh, I didn't get her pregnant. Like, I'm a bystander here, mama. Like, my mama was so mad at me because I was the only man around.
That was that flashback.
I was the only male there, that she could take it out on.
Oh,
I was just like, oh my God, this is crazy. Funny. But yeah, man, women are to be valued and not just the physical about like what they can do in the bedroom. Although that is phenomenal as well. But not just like, damn, like she look good, she got a fat ass, big titties, or she shaped like that. Like, it's like, bro, like, if you're gonna look at a woman's body, look at it in awe of like, damn, she could produce a human. Like, she can produce life. Yeah. That's crazy. I go up to women with all due respect. Not all the time, but sometimes I'll go up to a woman and I'll say, hey, I'm not trying to hit on you, I promise. But I just wanted to tell you you're beautiful. Or I just wanted to tell you I appreciate you. And I'll walk away. Mm-hmm. And like, my energy has become so pure that they know. A woman knows. So they're like, he's not on no like. And they're like, wow, thank you. Mm-hmm. And they'll engage like, oh my God, like, thank you so much. Mm-hmm. You know? And sometimes they'll say, I appreciate you as a man. Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh, you know, thank you. Cool.
Yeah. But it's not even about what happens after you put that out.
Yeah, it's just a good feeling. So like, man, like, come on, bro. It's like, let's not just pretend and say it when it's convenient. Like, let's appreciate a woman when nobody's gonna know that we appreciate it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, who are you when the lights turn on?
Right.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. So, who are you and how is your soul?
Who am I? I am someone eager to learn this thing called life. Mm-hmm. I'm eager to explore it. I don't mind failing. I don't even want to say failing because it seems so. You know what? I wouldn't say failing because failing doesn't have to be what the world makes you think it is. Mm-hmm. It's a learning experience. So I don't mind like failing and learning from it and just like experiencing new things, you know, like because aside from K-Love and all that, like people think I'm the cool dude. Like I'm just Kevin Dwayne Jackson Jr. You know what I'm saying? just somebody eager to learn, eager to connect. Although I'm very laid back, I'm still eager to connect with like just pure energy and learn people's mental and learn their heart. You know, like that's it. Like. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. And how's your soul?
My soul is wonderful. It's at peace because of all those things I said. I'm not afraid of myself. I'm not afraid of myself. When Kendrick said, I want the credit, whether I'm losing or I'm winning, or my mama, that's the real shit. That's where I'm at. Like, give me all the praise when I do good and give me all the whatever do that. Mm-hmm. I'm at peace with it. Like, I'm not afraid of it. Mm-hmm. So my soul is at
peace. Thank you for coming over and doing this with me. E001. Marley said thank you too.
You're welcome, Marley.
I think I'm gonna keep her voice in there too. Yeah, might as well keep it authentic.
You know what I'm saying? Don't hide nothing. She gonna become popular off of it.
Oh yeah. She already got an Instagram.
Yeah, they gonna hear it all the time. I gotta go follow you, Marley.
Absolutely. Thanks, man.
Yeah, that was good.